Hey guys, Jenna here. Welcome to my channel where I feature unique and tiny home tours and feature stories of people living alternatively. I've published several tiny house village tours on this channel, and I even lived in one for over a year. And I found that no matter if they're located in the mountains or on the beach, if there's 4 tiny homes in the village or 40, they all seem to have one thing in common. All of these communities seem to have the same challenging origin story. They all struggled to get legally approved and permitted. That was the story I always heard until I came across Escalante Tiny House Village in Durango, Colorado. In today's video, we're going to meet the owner, who also happens to be a former city councilman. He's going to tell us how he's changing the local perception of what affordable housing and tiny house villages can really be. If you like these kind of videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you get a notification every time I post a new video.
Just bought this property as kind of an investment. I've been doing real estate here, and I'm one of those people that wake up in the middle of the night and think too much. I just started researching tiny homes, and somehow those two things connected, and I thought, I'm going to look into doing tiny homes on that piece of property that I had bought about 2 years earlier. Doing things differently, it's part of me. On the county commission, I was an affordable housing advocate and started some programs to help affordable housing. They're still in place in this community. It just resonated both with what I feel philosophically for the community as well as something fun to do. I called one of the planners I knew at the city, and I told her, I said, you know, the property that I have out there, I'm thinking of doing a tiny home community on that piece of property. Unlike many cities and many jurisdictions, Durango's response on that phone call was, boy, do we want to talk to you. Along with the idea of going to government officials in the community, you got to look to see if you're capable of financing. You know, it was a lot of work, believe me, to get it, because it still was new, it still is not understood. A lot of banks won't touch mobile homes or tiny homes, and I don't get it why banks won't loan on this, other than the risk that it will disappear in the middle of the night, or it might attract a certain type of people that can't afford more. I don't agree with that. People didn't realize their uniqueness, their inherent beauty, the creativity, and what they can look like when cloistered together. Business model for the most part was that matched, same as a mobile home park. You know, it had its own different idiosyncrasies, but using that as a model, the problem was in Durango, they never had a new mobile home park that went through the planning process. So not only was there not much in the code, there isn't a lot of experience that a planner can say, oh, well, we know this works and that doesn't work, and we like this and we don't like that. So we kind of grew together. It was very much a highly scrutinized project. Even though the city was behind this, they wanted to make sure from their aspect we did it right. I bought 6 tiny homes from 2 different manufacturers and brought them to Durango before the construction started, so the community could go through them and see what that all involved, and had an open house. The important piece was that at the government level, Durango was exceptionally open to doing this. Well, that's how this place came to be. This village, where it is incredibly good. There is commercial space within walking distance here. You got to have a coffee shop nearby, and so you're right there. The next big amenity right here is the river trail. We've got a mountain to look at across the way. What other kind of experience can you imagine to live in a tiny home village? The beauty of it is rural type existence in a metropolitan area.
I had a dream that we lived in a tiny home village. Talk about like just divine timing and a divine dream to come, because I woke up and I was like, there is a tiny home village that's being developed here.
We looked at the website to get more information about, how do you get a spot, that kind of stuff, and inquired about it that day. They said, well, actually, we just had a spot open. A lady backed out.
We officially made the decision, put down an application and deposit, and the spot was ours.
It is a huge challenge in the tiny house community to find counties and cities that have coding that's favorable towards that.
Everybody that came in here originally pays $500 a month for their space, plus utilities. They sign up with the local power company for power themselves. With regards to the other utilities, we have water from the city, we have sewer locally, and then we have trash, recycle, all those things. I divide that number by 24 for 24 spaces, and each of them reimburse me 1/24 of those items. I cater to two people that have a tiny home and want a place to put it, and I cater to people that, where I own a tiny home and want to rent them one. I believe that this has a place for housing for people that can't afford, a $600,000-$700,000 house, which is kind of the normal around here now, and lets people live also in a manner which they think is more sustainable type living for people that believe that we should have a smaller footprint. More and more people are becoming aware of these, and I think government entities will embrace them in the future if they have their eyes open. It's been highly successful as a community. People, they do things for each other, they look out after each other, and that's wonderful, though it's the way life should be.
If you liked this video, make sure to check out my playlist for more affordable housing options and tours of tiny house communities. And I will see you soon with another unique or tiny home tour.